this is the gift we're trying to give to women. This is why women love men in uniform, why they think the fireman's calendar has such hot guys on it, because this is what virtuous masculinity looks like, providing and protecting.
Hey, Kharisma here. Welcome back to Kharisma Daily. I have a special guest for you. And today we're going to be talking all about toxic masculinity. Is there a war between the sexes? And we have none other than Scott McKay. Hi, Scott. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Kharisma. Glad to be here. Looking forward to our conversation.
Yes, so am I. Share a little bit about what you do and the work that you're doing in the world.
Yeah, for about the last 17 years, I've been working with both men and women, helping them to find the love of their lives. A lot of men, a lot of women come to me and they're going out on dates, but they're having a hard time finding the person who's right for them. They feel like they're settling. A lot of them are coming out of bad divorces, made a bad decision or two first time around, and they're coming back not wanting not to repeat that bad mistake again, to do better next time, be better. A lot of guys who want to maximize their masculinity and women who want to maximize their femininity to be more attractive to each other. And frankly, I think it helps also that my lovely wife, Emily, and I have been together for almost 18 years now. And we have the track record.
Wonderful. And that's amazing. I mean, there's so many marriages today that even they've gone that long road and then you hear they're divorcing. It's like, what?
Right.
They've been together 18 years, 25 years. Like, what do you think is at the root of that?
Well, I think a lot of people are very selfish. And especially nowadays, if you read a lot of dating advice, it's like, here's how to get what you want. Here's how to make the other gender do your bidding and find a partner who, be who you want them to be and do what you want to be. And now there's even this whole idea of AI girlfriends. I don't know if you saw that in the news.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And not even have to worry about someone else's needs ever again. It's pretty horrifying, but I think that's really just the culmination of what's been going on for about a generation now. And then people get into relationships with another human being. Everybody's, in it for themselves, trying to be a partner is the farthest thing from their mind. And then they wonder why they're in front of a divorce court sooner than later. When in reality, having someone in your life who has their own agency, whether they want to be here or not, and actually being a giver and helping that person succeed causes the other person want to give back to you. That's how human psychology really operates. And it makes for a much more happy relationship. Also, you mentioned at the top of the show, we're going to talk about toxic masculinity, I guess. I think there's been a push to kind of take the clarity away from what masculinity is, in a hope of helping people become more neuter and non-binary in general. And in the context of sexual attractiveness, what that does is that it takes away the very catalyst for sexual attraction. So you have two people who really are nothing more than roommates to begin with, and then they're all in it for themselves, and they're like, well, I'm not getting anything out of this partnership, so away we go to get a divorce. We're not getting married at all anymore, and not even seeing the value of it. Yeah,
exactly. And so there's so many ways we can go in this direction. And what comes to mind for me is that, people are not getting married anymore. Marriage has, for whatever reason, like you said, a lot of people are selfish. They don't see the value in it. But also for men are not seeing the value. They, when they go through the divorce court, they end up giving so much more than they really need to. They don't get to see their kids. They're, the mother usually gets sole custody of the kids. Or even if it's a 50-50, sometimes they still don't get to see the kids. So a lot of men think, well, why? Why should I even go through all of that? There's so much sacrifice at the end of the day, even though it's a beautiful thing. If we go our separate ways, then, he's going to be left holding the bag. What do you say to a man that has that sort of mindset with what's going on in today's society?
Well, first of all, I hear them. I mean, my first marriage was a disaster and ruined my life. But instead of being a victim, what I said was, here's how I'm going to do better and make sure it never happens again. And my wife and I are both givers, and we're both optimistic, and we're both generous, and we're best friends. So we actually like being together. We're not afraid of each other. I think it's really a shame that people start with a failure in mind like that. Like, I'm not even going to do anything because what if I fail? What if it ends poorly? But I understand the fears of the family law system favoring women. I do think that's changing so much because there's enough crazy women and selfish women out there. That the legal system's catching up with it.
Yeah.
The problem is when men say, I just don't want to get married anymore. That harks back to the selfishness, the me culture. And if you don't have a real vision for we, and it's just me, there is no reason to get married. There is none. You can have partnership without the paper, right?
Yes.
You can have the pornography without the responsibility. You can have, and I hope you know what I mean by that. There's no pregnancy. There's no STDs. There's no body hurt. If you're aggressive, none of that. And I don't think AI is going to make it any better. And if you want me to really put my tinfoil hat on and talk conspiracy with you, I just think there's a real push. And I mean, I think people who would deny this, I'm not really sure what they're in denial of, because the numbers bear itself out, but there's pressure on the birth rate. I mean, it's just there's a lot of pressure against getting married and having children in general.
Yes, there is
procreation. Yeah. So I am an LGBTQ ally. I have no problem with that, but I think it's fascinating the velocity with which not only the destigmatization of being homosexual, transsexual, or non-binary happened, but the standardization of it. I mean, you have people with voices out there saying if you're heterosexual, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Right. Like it's everything has flipped its head.
Right. Now here's the thing. Anybody who is not engaging in heterosexual sex is not going to be procreating.
Grading. Exactly.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anything, homophobic about saying that. I think, everybody I know who is LGBTQ would agree. I mean, we're not going to be having sexual reproduction going on in our relationship.
Exactly.
You have men and women being pitted against each other in the media, as if the men going their own way. I don't need women anymore. And those guys don't like me, by the way. Really? And feminism went from being about equality to it all being men's fault, and we're going to stick it to them because now we're victims, and now we're going to do to them what they used to be perceived as doing to us. And then when masculinity is being branded as toxic, but men aren't being given anything to replace it with, that creates a lot of confusion. But the problem with branding anything as toxic is you're defining it as being a vice, when in reality, in the world that the good Lord created, everything that is a vice is a perversion of something that's a virtue. You can't have evil as a standalone. The good had to have started first, and something made it evil, right?
Absolutely.
So where is this virtuous masculinity that had to have been corrupted to make it toxic? Well, that's the part people are conveniently forgetting to talk about. So in other words, men beat up each other. Men are obnoxious and horrible, and all men are responsible for everything bad that ever happened. And the phrase is do better. Well, do better at what? Sit down and shut up and stay in your lane. You've seen all the echo chambers, angry people on Twitter, right? And then when you see enough angry people yelling at the mic, it's easy for us to brainwash ourselves into believing that's how everybody thinks. But you go back in the real world, and the women are saying, where did all the men go? Where are all the men? Where did Kharisma go? Where's all the Kharisma? Kharisma, you disappeared. Well, me. Anyway, I'm going to keep going with this thought. It is a matter of the toxicity being kind of heralded in society as the only part of masculinity that's there. But of course, men are providers, men are protectors, men are heroes. Men are, most of the men I know are trying to make the world a better place and want to be the ones who make the world safe for femininity to thrive. And this isn't in a way that's is pushy or in any way trying to take down the virtue of femininity, replace it, or diminish it in any way. Most men who are masculine men in a virtuous way are there to prize, value, and appreciate femininity and lift it up. So when a woman feels safe, secure, protected, provided for, not that she can't go get a job for herself. This isn't anything oppressive. This is the gift we're trying to give to women. Now, this is why women love men in uniform, why they think the fireman's calendar has such hot guys on it, because this is what virtuous masculinity looks like, providing and protecting. And when we get into partnership, what ends up happening is a lot of the men go, well, I'm not going to provide and protect for these women who aren't even going to appreciate me. Because the women are going, well, I'll get my own job. I don't need a man in my life. And the guy goes, well, then fine. And it's fine. And then everybody doesn't get married, doesn't procreate, and there are no more babies.
Exactly. It's a crazy cycle.
Right. And now you have AI girlfriends, as if this is a wonderful thing. So these guys are incels, who haven't bothered to figure out how to actually attract women. They're just angry at women because, by the way, those guys have been branded domestic terrorists and are probably more likely to deny climate change by the media in the United States because they're unable to attract women. I mean, these guys can't get a break, right? So they're just making them angry.
I know.
You're the guy who can't find a woman in your life and you're upset about it. So let's just make you, God forbid, conservative, and God forbid, you're a terrorist. I mean, God, those poor guys, But now all of a sudden, those guys get to create their own girlfriend, create her voice, create her body parts. And what she does is she learns exactly what they need, what they want, regardless of how preposterous it is, and learns how to give it to them. Now, here's why this is all bad for society, Kharisma. By the way, you're back. I went on my little rant because you're
I appreciate that you continue. My camera just stopped working. Go ahead.
Yeah. No editing necessary. I carry on. All right. Most people are people of faith. There are very few raw atheists. And what most world religions believe is that somehow God created us. So the way we are, the way we tend to be, has to be for a reason. In Judeo-Christian culture, and I believe this isn't any different if you're Muslim either, is that we're created in God's image. God created us kind of to be similar to himself or herself or themselves. Okay. It means one of the miracles of being alive is you don't have to worship this God. You can choose not to. If you have a choice, whether you even want to acknowledge or believe in that which created us. And if you think about that, that's weird. After all, they're in charge. If they're in charge,
we all begin given choice.
You have agency. You have free will because whatever higher omniscient, omnipotent being created us, they allowed us the choice to love them back and to appreciate and respect them back or not. How do we think we're going to get any kind of satisfaction and fulfillment from creating an AI monster who's going to love us unconditionally, regardless of how preposterous we are? That's not any replacement for any real relationship.
Nope. It's not.
But
and
you know
it's crazy to think so.
We'll fall for it. We'll fall for it.
I mean, like how we fall for all the other crazy stuff that's happening. I don't know where, I said we were definitely heading to an extinction and we're the ones behind it because all the things that we are we believe and that we are employing and demanding that people fall in line and believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, do you believe, I mean, you shared about, you know, men going their own way and all the things that are happening in terms of, you know, when a couple goes through a divorce. Do you believe that there's actually a war between the sexes?
I think
Between men
we're
and
being
women?
told there is, and to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
all I know is human beings, male and female, are quite literally physically designed to be in partnership with each other.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Men and
Mm-hmm.
women do the sex thing and a baby comes out. It takes man, takes woman. Hey,
Exactly.
but there's a test tube and there's in vitro. Well, yeah, there is now because we want to fight it.
Exactly.
But the design is for men and women to be in partnership. And if you're going to deny that and pretend it isn't true, well, then you're denying reality and you're being irrational.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, okay, well, these women are the enemy. They're against me. I should avoid them at all costs. Well, no, what you're doing is you're buying into this perversion of masculinity and femininity, and you're waving the white flag and you're giving up.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody I know, the men going their own way, that movement, they do not like me. My first problem with this is, look, if you're going to call yourself men going your own way, why are you here? Why are you still talking about all these women? Why are you still obsessing for women? Leave. Go your own way.
Yeah.
What is this obsession with women after you're supposed to have gone your own
way? Your own way. Yeah.
I did a video of this. I did a video of this, and you would thought I would have thrown a stink bomb in a room full of second graders. Oh really? My God. And a bunch of people whining and gaslighting me.
Wow.
I bet you don't love women. You know, I bet you're just as bad as we are. Why are you complaining and bitching and you know, me complaining and bitching? I invited you to leave is all I invited you to do.
Right.
And you have and yet here you are complaining to me about the fact that I'm trying to say, why are you? Look, if you want to have a group called men telling other men they should stay away from women, have at it. But be honest. Don't tell me you're going your own way
and you're still here.
Do it.
That's kind of
that's all I said in the video. That's all I said in the video was you guys are a fraud because you said you're going your own way and you're still here. And then every other thing was brought up that I didn't even bring up.
Wow.
You don't want to like women. You don't want to be in partnership for women. Fine. Vamoose. More for me. More from us who love women.
Yeah. Exactly.
I adore women.
Exactly.
I am so glad women are here. And you know what? I am sweet and kind and respectful to women. I'm masculine. I talk to women like they're women. And you would think I was doing some kind of hypnosis voodoo on them. They just respond so powerfully to me. They don't see it anymore.
Right.
I never had a man actually respect me or actually treat me like a human. And yet, you know, you come off like a guy and I kind of like it. It kind of makes me feel like a girl. I feel like flirting a little. Okay. Isn't that how it's supposed to be? Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
That's interesting.
But just people are there is no war between the sexes. There's an advertisement we should be at war with each other, is what they're
Yeah.
What's that?
It's an agenda.
It's an agenda. To keep us from procreating.
Exactly.
It's yet another thing.
There's definitely a war against the nuclear family. And you know what I'm saying? Right? So if we can't come together, if we're kept apart, then we can't come together as a family unit and we can't procreate and we can't, you know, create generation to generation. And it's at the heart of it. Everything. Abortion. Oh yeah, that's another big one.
It should be rare and ashamed when it happened, but legal. So said the pro-choice.
No, it's a badge of honor.
Now it's shameful if you carry. It's a shameful, and you bow down to some man if you carry a baby to term. I'm like, what? Hold on a second. It's the men who are trying to make women keep their babies. Every tale I've ever told was the man trying to force the abortion on his girlfriend and pay for it, so he didn't have to pay child support for 18 years. And people buy into this. You have to look at the bigger picture. prolonging of adolescence. Oh no, you need to go to college, you need to go to grad school, and then we're going to make the price of everything so expensive that you don't even want to have children anymore, and you can't afford getting married, and you're already 30 years old.
Yeah.
There's that.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things can start, but free, legal, easy birth control. Nowadays, you can go and have all the sex you want.
Yep.
Even though we'd rather you not do that anymore either, but you can have all the sex you want. No babies happen there either. It's almost like the last resort. Everything. And it's just all within 1960. And and then we've had this proverbial frog boiled. So now, I mean, I'm not going to begrudge anybody having gender dysphoria, but when being non-binary and changing your profile and changing your pronouns becomes the cool thing to do in high school, that's a generational fad.
Exactly. Yep. It's a contagion, that's what we call it, right?
Rock and roll to smoking pot to getting tattoos to shock your parents. Now I'm not even going to be he or she anymore. I'm going to be them. Just to shock your parents. Yeah. It's a generational shock factor.
It's crazy.
It is.
And all leading to the destruction of the family. Everything. Everything.
You don't need a dad.
It's like all of these. No, you don't need a dad. Hey, you don't even need a mother these days, because you can go be a surrogate and, get someone, at least not to, your partner or anything, to give you a child. But everything is against the nuclear family. And it's sad. It's very sad. And I don't know where we will be in the next 5 to 10 years. Honestly, I don't know. I can't imagine what society is going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years.
There are very loud voices just saying you don't even need a father in the house at all.
Yeah. And which is very destructive to children. Like children being raised without fathers, it's really detrimental.
That's
I mean, you may come out okay, but when a father figure is not in the house, like, it's so detrimental to those children.
And nowadays, because of the toxic masculinity meme that's going around, it's like, well, you're better off without some man in the house. They don't want that monster in your home.
Yeah.
And that has become the norm instead of the exception, to feel that way. And it's destructive.
The truth is that I know there are good mothers out there that raise their children, single moms and stuff.
Yeah.
But there are also mothers out there that are very destructive to the children.
Oh, gee,
I just have to say, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. It's a craziness.
Right. There's mothers out there who are destructive to the father.
Exactly. Like, okay, we don't get along, so I don't want you in the children's life. I'm going to shame you, disgrace you, talk about you bad, about you bad to the children. I mean, it's it's just so awful.
Yes, I talk on behalf of all men who have to fight the mother to stay in the lives of their children when they're only going to do good by that child.
Definitely.
Yes.
Wow.
It happens way more often than people who've never been subject to that reality ever understand it happens. No. Listen, there are black-hearted people and golden-hearted people of male and female gender.
Female. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Most of us are somewhere in the middle, whereas we're imperfect. But this halo effect that all believe all women.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? I understand how hard it is for a woman to make an outcry if she really has been raped. But there's nothing more upsetting to someone who has been sexually assaulted than when it's cheapened.
Yes. And that's what's been happening.
And that's what's been happening. Now, everybody's been raped. Everybody's been assaulted. Yeah. Oh, when I got fired from that last job, he raped me. You saw that a lot after the Me Too movement. But you notice that?
Oh, my God.
That momentum has quieted down.
Yeah.
People don't talk like that anymore because they got shouted down off the stage by the people who've really, really dealt with the pain.
Yeah. And it has quieted down, but you still see some pop up. I cover a lot of that on my show. I was like, it's amazing. Like, they just come out of the woodwork, and it really cheapens and dampens the sincerity of the real victims, that
and
actually
see what that does. let's talk about that for a second, because really, if you look at the agenda on sex trafficking, they want to hide that and push it under the carpet, even when good, decent people are trying to be sexual and have relationships, and that's vilified.
Yeah.
So what is really going on there? It's a normalization of that which is prurient and a vilification of that which is good and normal and natural. Now let's talk about masculinity for a second. Okay. When you tell men just that masculinity as you know it, no matter what it is toxic, and you say, well, then what should I do instead? And they go, well, define it for yourself. Figure it out. Harry Styles in a skirt wearing makeup, whatever, is the new masculine.
I know.
Masculine is whatever you want it to be.
Be your true self. Live your life.
No, but hold on. Stay with me. What happens to the concept of masculinity when it can be defined as you please? It disappears.
Yeah,
there is no masculinity anymore.
Now we have feminine men among us. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I guess femininity is still fine, but masculinity can be whatever you want it to be. Okay, well, great. On the level we're talking about now what you've done is you defeated the catalysm between masculine, feminine polarity, and therefore sexual attraction.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have been on people's shows where they say, well, what does masculinity mean to you? And I go, well, it is the catalyst of sexual attraction. It's masculine, feminine polarity creates sexual attraction. Masculinity experts going, I've never thought of it like that. I'm like, well, then what else is it? All right. So God is whoever you want God to be. Congratulations. God doesn't exist anymore. You can be your own God now. Yeah. It says in Genesis, male and female, he created them. Oh, no, not
exactly.
Anymore. No. Male and female, I created me.
Yeah. It's so,
marriage is ordained. This is what a wife is. Oh, no, I got AI. This is what my wife looks like. Ketanji Brown Jackson. What is a woman?
Don't know what is a woman.
That question. Then there are no more women.
No more women.
How dare they say they're for women's rights and say there are no women anymore? That's why you've got grown-ass men in powerlifting competitions and in fighting competitions, breaking women's skulls and being heroes for it. Oh, you're so brave and strong. No, you're a man who hates women.
Exactly.
And you're the problem. And listen, that may be the fact that that's a controversial take. And people like Riley Gaines, who are women, try to win at their own women's sports, are the ones being shouted down. You know why I'm so passionate about that one? You ready for this? Because my 11-year-old daughter is a 12-time champion athlete.
Wow.
I am a daughter daddy. And you know what? She deserves her championships against the other girls.
Exactly. Instead of a man pretending to be a girl coming in and competing against her and winning. In everything.
Hollywood actresses, celebrating Women's Day with vagina cupcakes. Oh my God. I was so bad. Public apology. Please don't cancel me. I forgot to include my sisters without vaginas. Dude, you've been punked by men. You've been punked by the patriarchy. It's your own patriarchy that it was a creation of yourself that was such a bad thing. Now all of a sudden you're letting people with penises control your narrative again.
Yeah, and you're okay with it.
This is crazy talk.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It is women who's actually upholding this and pushing this.
To the oblivion of themselves.
To the oblivion of themselves. Like I can't.
Oh, but there's more. Men are agreeing we shouldn't be masculine anymore. Oh yeah, the future is female. We should let all women different. Then they wonder why they don't have any girlfriends, and the women are all like, "Ick, I don't want you to be my boyfriend. I want you to just be friend zone."
Exactly.
What did you want? You just obliviated that which is the catalyst for sexual attraction. Well, I have this car and it don't run. Well, did you put gas in it? No, I don't have to do that. And you're surprised your car doesn't run?
Exactly.
We're talking about eliminating the fuel that makes the car run. I don't get me started on that either, because we don't have gas cars anymore.
Now you have a lot of Hollywood stars raising their little boys as girls. I don't know if you've seen it.
Sure. Well, why am I the bad guy for looking down at my boxers and announcing the obvious? Why am I a bad guy? Because I would like for my daughter to race other girls when she's doing her BMX racing for championships. Why am I the bad guy? Why am I the bad guy? Because my wife carried 2 difficult pregnancies the full term, and we have 2 beautiful children. Why am I the bad guy for that?
Because you're normal. That's why.
Well, because that can't stand.
Yeah.
And because the people who are a silent majority aren't angry enough to defend themselves.
No.
You know,
they're not.
You are a woman of color.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand what's happening between white folks and black folks in this country. Because when I go out and I talk to people, we just want to live our lives, enjoy each other's company like you and I are right now. How dare these people who are the ones in charge trying to deflect us from seeing what's really going wrong in our society?
Yeah.
Listen, I know it's rough for black folks. I understand some of the gifts I've been given by being born blue-eyed. I understand some of the gifts I've been given by being a guy. But all I know is I'm also not very tall. And if I were 6 feet tall, I'd have a whole lot more privilege.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's not anybody else's problem but mine.
Right.
I talked to a guy yesterday. He's in Brooklyn, New York. He was on the train. And a guy walked up to another man and said, "If you don't get off on the next station, I'm going to murder you." Cursed at him.
Wow.
And when his woman said, "Now you're being a little," he hit her. Everybody got off the train next station.
What? And
he got away with it. Nobody arrested him. He goes, "Man, people wander around the fentanyl, the homelessness, and everybody wants to pretend it didn't go. It's not going on. And people have to stand up, wake up, and defend themselves."
So was he a black guy or a white guy that did this? Like
black guy was the aggressor, and a black man's telling me that this is the city he lives in, and he says, "I'm embarrassed. I'm a black man. That isn't me. I'm trying to make the world a better place," and that's the message that all of us should be about. He's going into prisons and trying to get the guys back straight. God bless him. So I mean, you know, all of this narrative that's just not true. Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is that it's gone so far that people wouldn't be outraged because it's like, okay, that's not racism, but let it be flipped. Let it be a white guy doing it to a black guy. Then all hell is broken loose.
He should get in trouble too.
Yeah. Right.
I agree.
It's like, okay, no, that's no longer. It's okay for black people to be racist against other people. No, it's not okay. It's not okay at all.
Anytime someone is encouraged into victimhood, they're losing their freedom.
Yeah.
They're losing their personal power.
Exactly.
And what I think is a shame is saying, "Oh no, be a victim. Get the handout." I don't care who you are. What color your skin, your nationality, whether you're coming here from Venezuela, elsewhere. "Oh, you poor thing. You just stay down, let the government help you." No, the people who are happiest, most fulfilled are the people who are empowered. They have their own agency. Because remember, that's the way we were created by God, to have agency. Not to be under something's thumb.
Yeah.
Not to be a victim. And what I'm telling you is when you get off of social media and you go out in the real world, men talking to women, black folks talking to white folks. You know, I live in San Antonio, Texas. I'm sure they're out there. I have never met someone who's one of my Mexicano friends who isn't disgusted by the term Latinx. They didn't come up with it. They're Latinos and Latinas because that's their language. That is the Spanish language. You are taking my culture from me and forcing this weirdness on me where my language isn't male and female anymore.
No.
That wasn't come up. That the people who are Latina didn't come up with that.
Yeah.
They don't relate to it. Why is it there? Why is it imposed upon them? Because it's victimhood.
Yeah. And there's no power in victimhood. There's no power in being a victim, right? You
know what? All the people that cross the border who are desperate to come here. Now, this is going to be a little bit different take than you've expected from a guy with the words coming out of my mouth if you're watching this. Okay? They're the non-victims. They're the ones who escaped a worse reality for the dream to come to America.
Exactly.
And then what happens when those people finally cross the border after risking their lives with nothing? We treat them like victims.
Yeah.
We
And the
indoctrinate them
cycle
into the victimhood.
continues. And the cycle continues.
Well, those people didn't come here to be victims.
No.
They're ready to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's a little rough to have to go through the entire process. 8 years, lots of money. They don't have it. They're doing what they can to survive and not be a victim of their circumstances. That's the part people don't understand about the immigration. These people didn't come here to be your victim. If you knew each person's individual story, you would see a story of strength, resilience, and determination. And then they come here and then they're treated like victims. And of course, because they're hungry and they need help.
Right. They'll accept it.
They'll accept it, but hopefully it's a short term, but then they're in the system.
The system and
then they're
perpetuated throughout. It's ridiculous.
Awful. Awful. I am so anti-victim. I could have been a victim so many times in my life. I could have been a victim after my wife, schizophrenia, bipolar 1, aggressive schizoaffective disorder. I thought I might be killed in my sleep. I couldn't change her. She took my little daughter. It would have been so easy when everybody said, "Oh, Scott, you were the greatest husband ever. You're the greatest father. You couldn't have done anything better." Just made me feel like a victim.
Yeah.
I did my best and still lost. Poor me. Oh, no. I am going to do better. But I'm not just going to, it's not a slogan. It was, how can I be more attractive to women? How can I understand how women tick? You can't understand women. That's a lie. Men and women are easy for ourselves to understand. Why don't you just ask a woman? Why don't you just ask a guy? Why don't you figure out what would make masculinity and femininity be in partnership? Then all of a sudden you can answer this stuff. All of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm meeting women. I'm attracting better women. If I would have shaved today, I'd probably be more attractive to women. I got a little caught up. I had a bit more.
So since we're on the topic,
you see where I'm going with that. I didn't want to be a victim when I could be. And what happened? I succeeded. I had the most beautiful, wonderful woman in my entire life. And I'm helping other people do the same, much to the chagrin of the Meg Toe and the guys who want to stay in their victimhood.
Right. Yeah. So as you're speaking to men, like, what can a man do if he wants to be in partnership? He wants to have a long-term relationship with a woman. Like, what are some of the things that you can share that he can attract that quality women? Not the OnlyFans type model kind of person. Okay.
Right. Of course.
Not that.
Yeah.
Like a woman of character. Like, what are some things that he can do?
Well, let's talk about character for a second, because character is not a word that stands alone. I used to think there were people of good character and there were people of bad character. There's a third kind, and it's a lot of people nowadays. It's people with no character.
Right.
They don't know what they believe. They don't know right from wrong. They legitimately, you'll accept me into your little cult or whatever you're doing. What do you believe again? Okay, yeah, man. Sounds good to me. Right?
True.
Now that's changing now. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be for Ukraine now. Let me find that on a map. Oh yeah, okay. Let me put the Ukraine map. Elon Musk. Oh wow, yeah, he bought Twitter and now he wants to let people who don't agree with us talk on Twitter. Okay, he's bad now. Bad Elon Musk. How did you care about Elon Musk? How did you care about Ukraine? How did you care about people? Care about things for 10 minutes and then they move on to the next big thing.
So easily swayed.
Because they have no character.
Exactly.
You know what you believe. You know why you believe it. Kind of like I think you and I both can defend and talk about what we believe and why. Man, that bit that guy's talking about the people coming across the border are not being victims. And I never really heard it put that way before. It's obvious to everybody who's got eyes what's going on. Yeah. You just have to look. You have to think for yourself. If you're a good character, you want to make the world a better place. You want to be a force for positivity in the world. My friend, Dr. Mark Goldstein, who's a world-famous psychiatrist, has the best definition of evil I've ever heard. It's deriving joy from the pain and suffering of others. Bad character. Okay?
That makes sense, yeah.
I'm selfish. I don't care about you. I don't care about the other people in this world. Narcissism, evil, bad character.
Right.
If you are a man of good character, stop accepting people with no character and bad character into your life, because the woman of good character is looking for you and will love you.
Exactly.
And when both of you are trying to make the world a better place, sounds like a pretty good foundation to me, Kharisma. All right,
Yeah.
next thing is masculinity exists. Providing, protecting for a woman. Not being controlling and abusive, but providing an environment where her femininity, her joy, her fun, her play, everything we work for on weekends, she blossoms and puts forth in the world. I mean, look at your background and how you're dressed compared to me. This is the boy and who's the girl here. You got the femininity working.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Men are the rental cops who provide a wonderful space, a safe space for femininity to thrive, so they don't have to worry about all this stuff.
Right.
I don't know why we love danger and protecting, and women probably wonder why too, unless they understand masculinity, femininity. All I know is we're then the beneficiaries of all that wonderful femininity when we provide the space for it to happen. That comes back to us as a gift. Next thing, the men and women adore each other. So you get in touch with the difference between masculinity and femininity, stop being ashamed of that masculinity and thrive in the positive version of it. Suddenly you'll be more attractive. Second of all, third of all, every human being you meet, give them a fair shake, treat them as a new individual, and evaluate them based on their character, one person at a time. Doesn't matter, male, female. You know, anytime, Kharisma, we get into a situation where all people who are different than me are the same, that's when we're bigots. That's being bigoted. You know, when everybody who comes along is treated fairly without the preconceived notion, oh, my ex-wife was a horrible woman, therefore you're a woman, therefore you're also horrible. That's where we go wrong. And then, you know, if you're a selfish person, you're really only in it for yourself, don't expect another person to want to just cater to that. Try giving, see how it works. And don't be surprised when you get more than you ever bargained for because you gave first. Those are my words on that. You're back.
Amazing, powerful. I am back. Oh my goodness. Technical issues today, but we're powering through. Bear with us. You know, these glitches happen.
You know, I've loved this conversation so far. I think everybody should see the two of us talking like this.
Yes, definitely. And those are powerful, you know, guidance and steps for men to attract women. Now, what would you say to a man who has all of that, and but yet he still can't connect with that woman?
Be brave. You've been fed a lie that women aren't going to be attracted to you, that they're hard to get to know, that they don't want men anymore. They're just going to reject you. You know, men treat conversations with women they don't know as a competition. She'll either accept me or reject me. Women don't look at it like that. Also, flirting is a switch to men. It'll go from I'm ignoring you to nice shoes, let's go have sex. That's not how women see it. Women see flirting as a dial you turn up slowly. Yeah. And when men start understanding that and they start dancing that dance, a whole new world opens up.
Absolutely.
Can I make a quick change of subject just because I feel like it's necessary?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's talk about the preconceived notions, and let's talk about all the completely bombastic things you and I have talked about and agreed on that that society says we probably shouldn't be in agreement on. Because you're a woman of color and I'm not, and you're a woman and I'm a man. Why are we agreeing on so much? All right, let me throw a wrench in this. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I don't like the guy. Are you surprised? You probably are if you heard me talk. But I'm a man of character. I want someone to come lead this country who loves freedom, who loves his fellow Americans, and isn't about people getting their own and taking down the other party. I'm about us all getting back on Main Street and getting to talk to each other again and understand we're all living in this together, and we're all battling evil, not some other party.
Yeah. You know? I'm not a fan either. But the thing is that when I find that when people, so if you're not a fan of Donald Trump, then I can't listen to anything that you have to say if I'm a Donald Trump fan. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know why your choices are done. How about another choice between these two turkeys? You're not even allowed to say that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you don't support the person that I support or I back, and therefore anything that you say, I cannot accept.
And why is politics our new dogmatic religion anyway?
Yeah.
Why does it all come down to that anyway?
Mm-hmm.
I want people to think, because I think thinking things through, using your God-given intelligence, it builds good character. It certainly is the enemy of no character.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you think it all through and you're still an evil narcissist, well, hey, God help you. But at least you gave it a fighting chance, right?
Exactly. Wow. Well, it's been great. Great. I love talking to you. You definitely have to come on the show again. I love these conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have to get, I mean, it was a while for us to connect, and I'm glad that we finally did.
Yeah.
Where can the folks find you? Like, where are you located on social media and stuff like that?
Let's just make it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Go to scottmckay.net, not .com.
.net. Okay.
.net. And it's one T in Scott. SCOTMCKAY. You go to Scott McKay with two T's, you'll get a 404 or something. SCOTMCKAY.net.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are you going to find when you get there? Well, if you're a reader, you can get my first book, Deserve What You Want, which is more about relationships than politics, I promise. And that's free. Just $27 in my store all day long. I'll hand it to you. Fork it over for free. Get on my mailing list, see what I'm about. Get my newsletters. They're fluff free. I actually one of those guys who every time I send you an email gives you some content, gives you something you can use. If you're a listener, I have one of the top ranked podcasts in the world for men. It's right behind me, The Mountaintop. You'll find that logo on iTunes. You found my show. You can subscribe to it right from scottmckay.net. Also, I do not hide in an ivory tower, Kharisma. I welcome talking to guys about where they are right now. You can have your first 25 minutes with me for free, and you can sign up there at scottmckay.net with that too. And ladies are invited too.
Great. Well, thank you, Scott. It's been a blast. I got to get you on the show. Maybe you should do like a regular occurrence with you, but we can talk about that, because I think having your voice in my community is definitely going to be helpful.
I would love to have your voice in my community too. So you're welcome to be a guest on my show. Let's do this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. Because, you know, we're always talking about the problems, especially as, you know, when I say we, I'm talking about generally creators in this space. When we talk about the issues between men and women, or what's going on between the nuclear family, et cetera, the focus seemed to be on the problems, you know, the problems that exist, or the problems that we're believed, that we're told exists, but not so much attention is placed on the solutions, or coming up with solutions, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
So
people love to complain and be victims.
Complain, exactly.
Yeah.
So I want my show is about providing solutions. Yeah, we can talk about the problems, right?
That's victimhood.
Exactly. But we need solutions, and
that's empowerment.
Yeah, we need people like you and I to talk about these solutions and be a voice for, I would say, men, because that's, you know, that's mainly who I serve, and a few brave women as well. So thank you so much for being on the show today, and I'm definitely going to have you back. And we'll chat some more. All right.
Mine. Thank you, Kharisma. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
Thank
Talk
you
soon.